All right, Bernie, what up? Welcome back, everybody, or welcome to the beginning. I'm not really sure where we stand right now.
I mean, we're on Facebook. We're
Yeah, I think
live.
it just
We're
popped
live
up
on the Book of Faces.
I think it popped up just now. So
Hey,
our intro
if
probably
you
is
missed
something
that, if you
lost.
missed the beginning, that really that's too
We
bad.
just offered some of the best fantasy football advice you
You
guys are
missed it.
ever going to hear. I don't know what
You missed it.
happened, but I'm going to do my list again real quick. We're just going to go off the script here. Who cares? You know what I mean? All right, here we go. All right, top 5 amateur players to watch in case we missed it. Caitlin Ham, you guys know all about Caitlin Ham. She's one of the strongest female players on the planet. I want to see where she's at as far as her life goes. Carson Stevers, player out of Michigan, strong thrower, got all the talent, just a matter of putting it together for a whole tournament. Quinn Reeves, very, very strong showing at Badgers and Bag Brawl, hung with the best of the best. Looking forward to seeing him. Linda Peralta on my list because, as I mentioned, she's my Canine Sponsored Player of the Month. She's doing exactly what I asked her to do. So if anybody's looking to sponsor a strong female player, Linda Peralta is someone I want you guys to keep an eye on. And then Zach Carlton, my dude from the local area here. We play blind draws all the time. He is actually blind. So he's making his first ACL tournament. We used to give him 5 points to start out. And every time he podiums, we take a point away. So he's back to 0. We're playing straight up games now. So Zach Carlton, hope you have a good time out there and looking forward to it. So there you go. Caught up. The other thing you guys missed, if you guys missed it, Bernie's really good at fantasy football, and
not so much.
We're all gonna finish average. So there we go.
There you go, right in the middle. Let's go.
All right, so that was a recap. So either you guys got that twice, or you got it at least the first time. But we're gonna go ahead and get into it now with the top 5 singles and top 5 doubles teams to watch. Where do you want to start with, Bernie? Singles, doubles?
You're running the show, man. You tell me. You take me in a direction, and I'll follow you.
All right, let's go ahead and go with your top singles players as I get up.
Okay, easy. Yeah, there we go. How about that? You know, I went with number 5. I went Joe Niestedt. I don't feel a lot of confidence coming from Joe Niestedt. Do you? Do you get a sense that he feels
not at all.
That he's where he should be? Huh? Oh yeah, I did. That's one of the reasons why I'm saying it, quite frankly, and I don't know if that's right, but I don't know. Even at the end of last year, I don't think I saw the same kind of look in his eyes about when he was playing. You know what I mean? And I'm just curious. I'm wondering, we've all played sports. We all know what it's like when you kind of get in your own head a little bit. And I'm wondering if kind of Joe's existing in that space right now.
And here's the thing too, is like what's getting in there? You know, is it the outside people? Is it us doubting him that's creeping into his mind and causing some issues?
Right.
Because if that's going to be the case, then I'm worried because we're going to talk about what we're seeing right there. And if things don't go well, obviously we got Joe up on a pedestal. If he doesn't meet that expectations, we're going to talk about it. And I don't want that to turn into a factor as far as why he's not doing good. The problem that bothers me right now with Joe is I'm feeling like he's trying to lie to himself in a way.
Yes.
I'll find it in a little bit. I'll get there and okay, fine, get there, but succeed in silence. You know, we don't need to, see you struggle on Facebook. We know it's okay. We know your skill level. We all go through it. So it's perfectly fine. We're not worried about it. And I hope Joe is just, in a little blip right now, and then he'll get back to form in a little bit.
I'm sure he will, but I just, I've noticed it like a lot of other people, and that's why I put him up there. Number 4, Chris Kingsbury. I find him interesting. While let me follow along with me. Chris Kingsbury seems like an all or nothing kind of guy as a player, as a cornhole professional.
Okay.
When he puts himself in the hunt, he makes deep runs. But I don't know how consistent he is with his top level. And he's a slide guy, right? So he has to kind of be, just not missing. Basically, he has to, I think the way that his game is, the way that he has to create points, he has to be at a higher level to score.
Yeah, I'm a huge Chris Kingsbury supporter this year. I'm with you. He could be a little bit, I guess, two-dimensional at times. But, just like some of these other top-tier pros, those 2 dimensions are very, very good.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Well, when he's on, all of a sudden, like in the World Championships, he's competing for championships. I don't feel like I get, and maybe I'm reading too far into it, which I kind of do a lot. But I feel like when it's not there, you're not going to see him grind it out and find a way to get deep in a bracket without the A game.
Well, the one advantage he has is obviously we've talked about it before in his past about his pacing. He'll play at his own pace.
Yep.
But
very true.
I also don't really think that he cares too much about the other opponent. Like he doesn't care who it is. Doesn't really care who he's playing. He's supposed to play his game.
True.
And I kind of want him to care about that. I want to see him strategize on how to beat Gavin Connor, or how to beat Jamie Grammer. you know what I mean, how to beat some of these other players, just kind of mix their game up a little bit.
So do you wish he and Jimmy Humans could maybe meet in the middle?
Yeah,
because I feel like Jimmy is so concerned. Like he knows exactly what you do well, what you don't do well, and he's going to play to that instead of just kind of playing to his own strengths at times. And I feel like Chris is the exact opposite.
Yeah, I love Chris. He's my guy. I'm in his corner this year. I'm looking forward to him.
Love watching him play. Jacob Trzynski, number 3. I feel like here's one of these guys. I mean, for a player, a top 15 in the world player and talent, you had the partner breakup, all that stuff. I don't know if it really bothered him all that much, but I like seeing the fire there. Yeah. Strong showing last weekend. You're looking at it. I just want to keep an eye on him. I almost feel like he strikes me as the kind of kid that likes the fact that some of the stuff that's happened to him has happened. Gives him a chip. Right?
Yeah,
gives him something to get angry about.
Yeah, he needs the fire.
Yeah, and I think that a lot of what's gone on is kind of given him that. Maybe an extra little push going into the season. So I've got him number 3 on my list. Number 2 and number 1 are kind of one and the same as why I have him on my list. Fisher's already kind of there. I mean, he's a top 10 player in the world. He's already kind of there. I think Logan is right on the verge of being a top 10 player. And so now it's almost like I want to put them on my list every time we have one of these shows because they're a threat.
Yeah.
Fisher for sure. I mean, Fisher will win an Open. He will win, a national. He's going to win something of supreme consequence this season. I don't know if Logan's there yet, but he's getting there, and that's why I've got them both on the list.
Yeah, Logan Chamberlain for me, I feel like he had a phenomenal rookie season without knowing how good he was.
Exactly.
And now that he knows how good he is, I'm getting a little concerned. Like, I don't know if it's a little bit too cocky in a way.
Yeah, I mean, and it'll, this might be the beginning, the first half of this season might be kind of a knock you back down a little bit and remind yourself that you still have to grind, that you still have to stay in it mentally, and then he can get back to playing because his game was trending up quickly.
Yeah, and I've talked about it before. I think Logan Chamberlain has more shots than Justin Burton Jr. as far as the partnership goes. I think Logan Chamberlain could be a better player than Justin Burton Jr., but the mental game that I'm seeing out of Justin Burton Jr. is way stronger than what I'm seeing out of Logan Chamberlain.
Sure.
I think there is a perfect line for Logan as a player where there's an excitement level for him. I think he needs to have a certain little bit of trash talk in his game and just a little bit of cockiness. But it's all got to be scaled and calibrated perfectly for him to be where he needs to be.
And don't you feel like part of that's growing up?
Yes.
And kind of learning it. I mean, now, granted, I say growing up, he's in his 20s. He's an old man compared to some of our pros. But just as far as, being – I think sometimes it takes you a while. When I say growing up within this game, I think it kind of takes you a while to find out exactly where that line is that works for you.
Yeah, I'm like thinking 2 years down the road, Logan Chamberlain's going to be really, really good. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, his game is headed. His game is headed that direction. That's why I felt like with him and Fisher, I could probably put him on every list that I put out.
Yeah, and then Fisher Hamilton for me. I don't know if you saw our show last week, but I got Fisher Hamilton finishing the end of the year as number 1. So I'm right there with you. I think Fisher Hamilton has the best skill set in the entire pro division, and that's saying something over Devin Harbaugh, all these other players that can hit some of these nasty shots. Fisher Hamilton is using the slick side of his bag more than pretty much any other carpet player that I've seen, and he knows when to do it. He's breaking out the right time. The only kink I see in Fisher's game is just kind of blaming some elements sometimes. I
think that's I think that sometimes that's kind of one of those maturations. Look, everyone gets mad.
Yeah. I'm talking like I'm trying to find a problem with Fisher Hamilton. You know what I mean? Like there's not much there. I'm trying.
There's not much there at all. I'm with you. I'm with you.
All right. I like it, Mitt. I like it. Let's go ahead and take another break, chat. When we come back, we will dive into my singles players to watch. I forgot who I put, so this will be fun for all of us. All right, ACL Nation, welcome back in here to another episode of ACL Live. K9 and Bernie here. We just got done going through Bernie's top 5 singles players to watch this weekend. We got Josh Keck in the chat heckling us, talking about we need some shorter breaks. We'll see what we can do, man. We'll see what we can do.
Hey, man, you know what? Can I go off topic real quick? Because that's kind of what I do. I just got a new phone, new carrier. I had to get a new number. How is it that phone companies think it's okay to rob us blind?
Dude,
like I had these I had 2 pads and a smartwatch that I had with Verizon. I've tried to cancel them 100 times, maybe not 100, but maybe 10, and it would go away for a month, maybe 2, and then all of a sudden it's right back on the bill, and I'm like, how is that okay? How is that legally okay?
Yeah, and like then, I had an issue. The reason I had to switch my numbers with AT&T because I've been an Android user forever. Like I actually used to be an iPhone user forever, and then I sold cell phones, and then I was like, wow, Androids are actually way better than iPhones. So I switched over to an Android. Let's piss off the whole chat at one time right there.
Oh yeah, I'm an Android guy. I hear you.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna get my kiddo an iPhone for Christmas. It was like 2 years ago. So I said, okay, I'm gonna get 2 iPhones. They got a deal going, of course, on Black Friday. They always got a deal going.
Sure.
Couldn't do it. Like the features that I'm losing by going to an iPhone over an Android, I just couldn't do it. So I returned the phone, and they're like, "Well, we saw that you returned the phone. The tracking number shows that we received the phone. We just can't find the phone. So we're going to charge you full price for the phone." I'm like, so you're telling me I've done everything you asked me to do, and I have to cancel my number and get a new phone? And it was like 2.5, 3 months of all this crap, man, trying to get my money back, trying to get a new phone. It was annoying, man. So,
well, the bad thing is I just switched to where you left because I couldn't deal with what Verizon was doing to me. And like, somehow this is okay. And you know what? I kind of hope they're watching. Get mad about it. Dial me up. Let's discuss what you've done. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm thinking about just switching those Walmart Boost phones or whatever. I mean, I do everything on like the Messenger anyway.
How much worse could it be? Yeah. Anyway, sorry. I digress.
That's a good tangent. Pissed me off too. And I'm ready to fight. All right, let's dive into my top singles players to watch. All right, number 5 on my list, man. I feel like we're searching for Dylan Turpin.
Where'd he go?
Like, where did Dylan Turpin go? And is it justified that we have kind of just put him on the back burner right now? I mean, what did he do wrong to us? I think during the offseason, we expected Dylan Turpin to like go out there and find a top 5 partner this season. And, we were all kind of like underwhelmed with who he picked as a partner, but his partner's good, like really, really good, and has a lot of potential. But for some reason, I feel like we're all kind of just punishing Dylan Turpin in our thought process. Like he's not a great player anymore. Like, no, he's one of the best. And I want to see him back at the top.
Couldn't it be like that he kind of represents the pro division in much more of a solid way than some of the elites do? Like this is the pro division. You have a guy that kind of pops up, is making a huge push forward, maybe comes back a little bit, still a great player, right? Still a great player. But it's like, it's very hard to become one of the elite elites. The most of the pro division would be more like a Dylan Turpin than, say, a Jamie Graham. Does that make any sense, what I'm saying there?
Oh, yeah, 100%. I mean, that's the thing, too. It's like we talk about the top 5 or whoever's number 1, and it's like 1 or 2 bags away. I think the next tier is where Dylan Turpin belongs, which is probably 2 or 3 rounds away. You know what I mean? You just have 2 or 3 rounds that kind of get away from you. Next thing you know, you're chasing yourself the rest of that match. So, 100%. I don't know. I want to see Dylan Turpin, top tier player again. I think he's still there, and I think we're just incorrectly classifying him. John Heitzman says they're always watching the iPhone and cell phone providers.
I hope so. Come on. I hope so. Call me up. I'll give you my new number.
Yeah, we're gonna hang this up. We're gonna go on Facebook, and our phone's gonna have like 20 different phone providers.
Oh my God, right?
So. What's up, Tony? Welcome in. All right, next on my list, Ryan Trader. I mean, I don't need to talk about this kid too long. He's a beast. He's the best player on the planet right now. He's beating everybody that gets in his way. I think the hottest player on the planet is Ryan Windsor, and Ryan Trader got the best of him. So, I mean, I'm thinking Ryan Trader's just on a whole nother level right now. I want to see how long it can go. Again, I've talked about how hard it is to get the whole shot out the gate, finish the season the same exact way. But if anyone could do it, and if I'd be more excited to see it happen, Ryan Trader could be that guy.
It hasn't been that long, and I'm already wanting to see how he handles adversity.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He's been playing, and it's not like it's been playing that great for obviously he's a great player, but you know what I'm saying, right? Like I want to see, how does he handle when things just aren't going his way?
Yeah.
His bags are rolling over the hole for whatever reason. He's got, some guy he's playing against is treeing out of their mind, playing the best match of their life. I'm curious to see how he starts to handle all of that now.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to really interact with Alex Hicks or Braden Wilson that much, like on a personal level when they were young, but Like I'm friends with Ryan Trader on Snapchat. We live close to each other. You know, he's out here like breaking Fortnite records or whatever. He's having a good time. He's a kid. He's out here kidding and
Yeah.
doing well at cornhole. So as far as the mental part, I just don't know if he cares enough to lose. He's
There you
keep
go.
on winning.
I like it.
All right, number 3 on my list. I got him in here because he's going to take a screenshot and share it. So there you go, Justin Duke. Nah, I'm just kidding.
Those were the days, man. What happened to those days?
Justin Duke is my dog, man. He's one of my guys. He's a strong player, kind of trying to make a name for himself. We talked with him on our show a little bit about, you know, the reason he wasn't a pro last year and how he wants to make his name for himself here. This is his hometown, basically. I think he's like an hour or something away from this venue. He's wanting to host people. He's really, really comfortable with having this open here in his backyard. So I really expect Justin Duke to come out and perform. He's going to know how the boards play in that area compared to everybody else. He's a strong player that really hasn't gotten the recognition he deserves yet, other than draft. Ryan Windsor drafted him pretty high, so he knows about him. I think it's time that we all see it too.
Well, you know, last year and a half, I feel like locals have always done a little bit better than they normally do, right? And there's something about sleeping in your own bed, or at least close to it, I guess. I mean, there's just something about being and feeling more at home that makes people more relaxed and they play better. So we'll see.
Yep. No, I'm right there with you. All right, number 2 on my list, man. I think we've all been kind of waiting for this one.
Yep.
Isabella Soprenet. There's been a lot of question marks. We've seen her name signed up for a lot of things, and she hasn't shown up before. She just kind of no call, no showed us. So again, right there, I haven't even gotten a chance to say it yet. Steve in the chat, is Bella playing? We don't know. We haven't started yet. We're only on Monday, but her name's on the sign-up list.
Yep.
She's got a partner, so she signed up for singles and doubles. I saw that she played out in Bagmania, I believe. Or somebody said she did good out there. I don't know. I didn't get a chance to watch it. But either way, if Bella's going to make her debut back in the ACL this weekend, I want to be watching. I'm going to be watching very, very closely because I was listening to your guys' podcast on the long drive home, and you guys were talking about who's going to beat Cheyenne Bubenheim. Cheyenne Bubenheim is on another level. Cameron Belvin is close. But the one person who I think could actually implement the strategy that it's going to take to beat Cheyenne and have the time to practice put it in is going to be Isabella Soprenet.
No, I see where you're coming from, especially from a talent putting Cheyenne in interesting and difficult situations. I don't necessarily disagree from a talent perspective, but you know, I think it's going to take Bella a little while.
Yeah,
we won't even get into everything else. We're not even going to go there. It's none of my business. All I know is the teenager is the one that's really being, you know, kind of put upon in that situation, and it's just going to take. I think I could be 100% wrong, but I think it's going to take her a little while to kind of get back in the flow of things and kind of, you know, everyone loves Bella. Everyone's going to be fine seeing Bella. I think it's just going to, you know, it's going to be a little not standoffish, but, you know, hey, kind of, you know, kid gloves a little bit, like, you know, is everything okay? And then once she gets back in the flow, she'll be fine.
Well, I kind of look at it like it's a race. You know what I mean? Like, okay, Bella's kind of had to fall back now. If she's practicing playing, I don't know. But Rosie, Sam, Cheyenne, Cameron, they're all up here in the lead, right?
Mm-hmm.
Cameron's going to take some time off of the baby. Cheyenne's going to take some time off of the baby. Rosie just had surgery. Sam's opening up a store.
Right.
Bella could catch up.
Right. I mean, it's so true. Those, all the top women are dealing with real life.
Yeah.
Much more so than anyone else is. It seems.
100%. All right. Number 1 on my list, we kind of put him on this huge giant pedestal, and then he had some off-season, not really struggles, but I was surprised that he wasn't like the hottest bachelor out there as far as these top-tier pros looking for a partner for this season. Like Caden Allen, I felt like he just kind of got pushed aside. I don't know if it's because of the Bacardi jersey. Like he just wore that thing one too many times and people didn't want to match him as far as outfits go. I don't know. Whatever it is, Caden Allen is still a very, very strong thrower. And I think we need to regard him as that. And I wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come out here and open number 4 in Memphis and just have a very, very strong showing.
Do you think that he's been kind of, I don't know, man. I mean, how far up to what was his draft spot in team's draft? I can't remember off the top of my head. It doesn't work anymore.
He got drafted pretty high. I want to say
like top 5 or 6, right?
7. Yeah, something like that. But as far as like finding a partner, he was one of the last few partners revealed. Yeah. Couldn't find a bag sponsor for the longest time. I was trying to talk to him about, you know, throwing with so-and-so. And it seemed like every time that I talked to him about partnering up with somebody, he was like, oh, they're waiting to find out about something else. They're waiting to find out about something else. And then whenever those partnerships got revealed, I'm kind of like, am I missing something? Caden Allen is way better than who they picked up. So
yeah, I mean,
don't know.
maybe people. I mean, there's an uncomfortability factor for whatever reason. People just don't know him well enough. I don't know.
Yeah, and
That
he's a
is
quiet
odd.
kid. He is a quiet kid. Doesn't really talk that much. Whenever he plays, he actually sits around and watches other people play. He looks at his next opponent, follows along. Does exactly what he needs to do at a tournament. So maybe his socializing game isn't that strong. I don't know.
To your
But
point, though, if you want to win, if you're really in it to win, it is surprising that
yeah,
he had that hard of a time. I'm with
yeah.
you.
So I don't know. As a singles player, though, I mean, dude's top notch. He won. I want to say 6 opens or something like that in a row, or 6 brackets in a row, carrying over to the beginning of last season. So
Yeah.
we'll see. All right, doubles times. When we come back, chat, let us know who we missed out on singles. Put it in the chat. Who was somebody that we should be looking out for that we didn't want, mention. So let us know where we messed up.
And let us know where those phone carriers are, and if they're
Yeah.
contacting you now.
I think AT&T's outside my window. What's up, ACL Nation? Welcome back into ACL Live. Catching up with the chat, we got Diana Mendoza says, coming to Maddie's backyard, hashtag 901 better watch her. I'm actually doing Maddie a favor by not putting her on my list because every time I put her on my list, she doesn't perform well. So I can hear her right now. Wally, why didn't you put me on my list?
Yeah.
Wally?
Hey, chip on shoulder. Hey, can I get off on another tangent real quick?
Yeah, let's go ahead and bash
what are we doing wrong? What are we doing wrong? Because I look at some of the numbers and then I see like every just dorking kids out there with like some sort of putt video drawing in like 50,000 people. Like, what is happening? Like what is going on that we're not drawing those numbers, Wally? What are we doing wrong?
Dude, I don't know. I feel like, what was it I watched the other day? Something like, was it the Weebles or something? The Wiggles? I don't know what it was. Like some documentary. I was like, how is this popular?
Oh, the Wiggles. Children's stuff back in the 90s.
Dude, we need a gimmick. We need a gimmick or a little song or something.
Yeah, my bad. Sorry.
You're good.
Another weird road.
Oh man, nice. Hey, thanks, Jake. Appreciate you. All right. Top player to watch, Jackson Remick. Bernie with a laugh snort. Love it. All right, let's go ahead and get into my doubles list because somebody mentioned him. So there I go. I'll go ahead and start with mine. He's number 2 on my list.
Look out.
I'm gonna start at the bottom though. I'm right there with you, man. Chris Kingsbury. I'm watching him this weekend. He's one of the K9 players. And like I mentioned, there's 11 out of 13 K9 sponsored players going here this weekend. Jaden Ellis was my top amateur coming in for October. Jaden Ellis, in my opinion, deserves a pro spot. Chris Kingsbury, giving him the opportunity to throw with him this weekend. And I love this pairing, actually, dude. I think they're going to be a strong pairing this weekend. could be sneaky good to maybe possibly win the whole thing. Jaden's not afraid of the big moment.
Wow.
And it's a stacked field. I'm not going there.
It's a stacked field. I was going to say,
saying.
I mean, maybe make a run in a bracket. I don't know about getting all the way.
Dude, I do. I'm telling you.
Well, okay.
I'm telling you. I haven't had
side action is going down. How far? All right. So, legitimately, how far? We'll go over under.
All right, at least third in the bracket. Getting to the king seat match. I could see it happening. At least third in their bracket.
I really like Chris. I got to go under there.
It's a stacked field.
It's a stacked field. It really is.
This
and
is like style. Is it just me, or does this feel like this is the first stacked open?
The first one was stacked.
I mean, we had a lot of pros there, but I mean, I didn't really have a chance to like get into it and look at it early. But
yeah,
I guess, yeah, that one was stacked. It was such a hectic weekend for us, but
yeah.
I feel like this is the first one that I'm interested in, like watching. It's going to be weird not commentating. Yeah, Jaden Ellis, Chris Kingsbury, two very, very strong players. Love that they're both sponsored by the same company. They're not going to have to worry about bag choices. It's all about execution now. So let's see what happens. Number 4 on my list, my favorite father-son pairing, Zach Shibby-Scheibner and Jackson Gore. I'm not sure which one's the dad, which one's the son. They both love talking smack to each other. But if they're going to have some fun on the boards and you guys want to see an entertaining group this weekend, I think it's going to be Zach Scheibner with his, saw blade or tilt, whatever you want to call his shot, and then Jackson Gore. I'm actually still amazed at how much Zach is able to collect with that hard tilt. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. For Zach, like I think a lot more people knew about him. I think everyone kind of in the SEVA area, Southeastern Virginia, North Carolina knew about him, right? Like, I don't know. He kind of burst on the scene nationally in that first shootout last year in Myrtle Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Gets the really high draft pick in that season of teams. I don't know if that season lived up to that.
I don't think it lived up to that, but he had a really, really strong run with Gage Landis and doubles.
No. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying anything bad. I'm saying things were so high at that point. I think it was almost like it was a setup. Like it's almost impossible for it to be that good the whole time. You know what I mean? And so, and I wonder if he got off a little bit of the radar just because it wasn't up to that level again. But I'm with you. I love him as a player, and you're putting him with Jackson Gore, and I said this before, and I'll say it again, a player that I think has a lot to prove because of how successful his brother was.
Yeah.
So, and he had some injuries, he had some off the court issues. I think he's got a lot to prove. Another player playing with a big chip on their shoulder. So I like that pairing.
Yeah. So are they going to eat kitty kibble, or are they going to eat dog food, as Jackson Gore would say? Number 3 on my list, Jeremiah Ellis and Ryan Hart. We saw Ryan Hart and Jeremiah Ellis have a lot of success at Open number 1. This was an off-season pairing that had a lot of people excited and a lot of people in their heads. Jeremiah Ellis, I keep touting, is the best player in that draft this last season, teaming up with Ryan Hart. I expect big things for them. And I want to see if they can repeat that performance from the first one. They might have had a little bit more time to throw together. Maybe they haven't thrown together at all. I don't know. But with them teaming back up here for this one, I like when the pros stay with the pro partner, and especially if you're going to be touted as one of the top pros teams in the entire division. Going to get, I guess, take 2 on what we saw.
Yeah. So wouldn't you say that you would have Jeremiah and Ryan? You would think that maybe they're going a little bit further than Jaden and Chris, or are you putting them both kind of in the same spot? I
feel like Jaden and Chris have more bag similarity than Jeremiah and Ryan do.
True.
So True. I feel like it's just going to be a little bit of a, not really adjustment period, I guess. I feel like Jeremiah and Ryan need a few more matches to build that chemistry on the board. Like where exactly is their cornhole chemistry? Are they on the same page or not?
I got you.
All right, and there it is. Number 2 on my list. You guys want to see it? There he is, Jackson Remick, coming off of the Bagmania Championship. Got a chance to see him this last weekend. I mean, Jackson Remick's roll shot is probably one of the best, man. I mean, the back tilt on there, Anthony talks about it all the time. Mechanically sound, it is really, really good. The one thing I worry about with Jackson Remick, though, is he uses it too much.
There you go.
There's times where you should airmail. There's times where you don't need to go for like a level 4 or 5 or 6 roll. Right. Like just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I want to see him play a little bit more of a strategic game. Gavin Hammond. We're going to kind of keep an eye on him all of December as we lead into the high school championships. Obviously, these two are one of the top, or I guess the top doubles high school prospect team. I don't even know how to word it.
Yeah.
But there's something we all have our eye on heading into the Myrtle Beach Open. But this would be a good warm up for them here in Memphis.
I like it. I like it a lot. Especially I think a lot of the younger players, well, not even younger players. I think players that love the roll bag, that just love it.
Mm-hmm.
That sometimes they love it just a little too much. I would say Fisher Hamilton's a perfect example of somebody that can throw it that learned you don't have to all the time.
Exactly. And it's crazy because you see a lot of these young kids, they like these trick shots. You know what I mean? They like going for the bar soaps. Their eyes light up. You got to and one opportunity.
It's
Who's
fun.
going to shoot it?
Yeah.
But one thing with Fisher Hamilton is he's learned when the right time is for all these shots. That's why I put him at the top.
Yep.
All right, and I want to take the second to kind of put the cameras on us because I know you were on the show ahead of me, and I'm on there, I believe, next week for the Off the Board podcast with Felix Vargas, AJ Sims, Anthony Keekly, and Jaime Sanchez. That's probably the most organized show I've ever seen in my life.
It's so much better than anything I've done.
Compared to us, dude, we are
much better.
We are in the minor leagues compared to them. So
yeah, that's the first thing I said when I got on there. I was like, man, look at this set. What is going on? Who are you people?
So
that was fun. Man. I can't remember a single thing I said there. That's good.
All right, but I got them at number 1 on my list. I want to see what their pairing's like. AJ and Jaime kind of seemed like it took them a while to, learn each other's throws. I don't necessarily think it's going to take that long for Felix and Jaime with the bag selection and stuff like that. I think they're closer to comparison than AJ and Jaime were last year. Felix Vargas was underrated in my opinion. Jaime, I talked to him. I don't care about his throw. Anthony does. Everybody cares about what his throw looks like. I just care if it goes in the hole.
Right.
And Jaime Sanchez does that. He puts the bag in the hole. Felix Vargas, I like his composure around the court. I secretly like this pairing. I don't know where to put them though. So I hope we get a chance to kind of figure that out this weekend.
Yeah, is that a team that's going to beat somebody they probably shouldn't, then maybe possibly lose to somebody they shouldn't?
Right.
I don't know exactly. Look, I take the blame for Jaime Sanchez. I put Jaime way up on the list. I put him way up on a pedestal 2 seasons ago. It's my fault. It's my fault, Jaime. It's my fault. I'll take the hit. It's my bad.
I'll tell you right now, he wants to be there though, so he ain't mad at it at all. The only problem is now you got to back it up.
Yep, no doubt.
All right, I'm actually excited for your list. That's why I kind of saved you for last. So one last commercial break, chat. When we come back, Bernie's doubles teams to watch this week. All right, everybody, welcome back into ACL Live, or as we like to call it here, Borderline 99.5 episode.
There it is.
Yep, getting ready. Before we get into your list, Bernie, can I go on a tangent real quick?
Yeah, man. Do it. Come with me.
I got a new car this last weekend, man. I absolutely love this new car. I just hate the interest rates, man. Who makes the interest rates out there? We're getting out of control right now. It's like, I remember buying a car for like 3%. They offered me like 9, 10, 11, 12. I was like, this is crazy.
That's why we're renting right now.
So angry.
When we sold it, you can't.
The housing market, dude.
It's out of control. It's out of control, and it's the government, by the way, that sets that. But we could have a civics lesson on that if you'd like. But I'm pretty sure everyone's going to take off
We're down to the home. We only got 13 minutes. We're running out of time. As Jeff was saying, running out of time.
I have no idea how it works. By the way, it's all Greek to me.
Yeah, well, you got 13 minutes. Let's go ahead and get into your list.
All right, let's make it happen. Yeah, we're running out of time. I can't believe it. Hey, number 5, I had them on my list going all the way back into August when we were heading out to Spencer McKenzie's because I wanted to see them play, and all I did was talk about Riley Schaaf. Mm-hmm. Tony, this one's for you. I do appreciate how much you've been working on your game, and Riley the same, and I'm about to give both of y'all the single dumbest piece of advice that's ever been given. They've been working so hard on their games. I feel like they have a lot of control on their game. And it's almost as if I feel like just let it go a little bit. Let it go. Maybe have a couple of just awful rounds, but let it go. Get used to hitting big shots. Don't be overly conservative. Time to let it go. Let's see the talent. Let it come out a little bit and just see how it works. It could be awful. It could be like the dumbest thing ever, and you get bad habits and your game goes crazy. But I like where they're both at. Let it go a little bit. Let it breathe, if you will.
Yeah, I got a chance to watch Tony's some of her videos from last week. She hit this huge, 3-bag airmail drag against Fisher Hamilton. And then, at the end of her caption, it's like, "Don't be confused. I gave up a 6 to lose this game." I'm like, no. Stay. It's okay. Stay with what you're doing.
Yes, it's okay. Let it go. Let it go. Yeah. You know what? Hit those shots, and the more you hit them once, all of a sudden you hit it twice. Now I'm still the same guy on the streaming that's like, got to be conservative there. That's the dumbest idea I've ever seen. But I just think that I think that for some people, sometimes you're working on your game. It's getting better, but you've got so much control of it that sometimes you need to let it go and feel what it's like to make some of those big shots.
Yeah, I feel like Riley's been really, really good too. I want to see her start evolving into that great female player.
Yes, 100%. The bag's there.
Yep.
It's one of those things that you don't have to worry about the bag. Now it's time to start worrying about the middle and hitting shots and what it's like to hit big shots at big times because the bag's fine. Number 4, interesting pairing, I think. They're pretty good. I'm still not convinced that them having to always, and it's going to happen all season, they're going to be playing each other a lot in singles. They just are. They're that good.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know how that can have a positive effect in doubles. When one, and it looks like right now, one's going to beat the other one probably more.
So you're saying that there might be a little alpha minus syndrome going here?
I don't know exactly how to put it, but, it just can't be good for a pairing when all of a sudden every semifinal, every bracket final, you're playing this person. And after a while, you're going to get tired of that. And then all of a sudden you got to jump into doubles and now you're playing with that person. And so I just
going to be weird. It's like, I'm the best player in the world, except for this one guy who keeps beating me. And then it's like, are you happy that you got the guy that beats you?
Right.
Right. I look at it like this. The Mark Richards last year 2 years ago came from Gladiator. Everybody's like, the bag switch is going to be a problem. He's not going to figure it out. And then sure enough, man, he figured it out. He found it. I look at this pairing the same way. It's going to eventually come. Tony and Mark are eventually going to figure it out. I don't expect it to be right away. I feel like a lot of the viewers out there expect it to be right away. Same thing with Devin and Kyle. It's going to take some time.
Yeah, I'm just curious, man. I'm just really curious. You know what? I know Tony a little bit. I know Tony probably better than I know Mark. I don't think Tony would care. Necessarily. I don't know. Maybe he would. I don't know. I don't know him that well. The more I think about it, because you don't really get a good read on Tony about some of those things. So I don't know. I don't know how that inner working is going to work. That's why I've got on my list, because you could have them on your list every week if you thought they would win.
Yeah, true. I mean,
right. I mean, they're over unders.
I love the Pro Division this year, man. I really do.
I mean, they're so good that if they don't win a bracket, it's a bad showing, right? I mean, that's where they are. That's how good they are. So I don't know. That's just my thought on those guys. Will they get tired of playing each other in singles and having being an issue, keeping money out of another guy's pocket, and then you got to play with that guy the next day. So anyway, on to number 3, AJ Sims, Braden Wilson. I liked what I saw out of Braden. We've talked about Ryan Trader as far as one of the new young guns coming on. Kid's a beast. Mentally, he's there. I wasn't sure about Braden, and I think Braden's fine. I was worried if he had enough dog in him. Is that the right way to put it? I mean, I think Ryan kind of has it. And I think the way you put it about Ryan, that he doesn't really care. He's still such a kid that he's not worried about all the other stuff. And I hope Braden stays that way because he's one of the nicest kids in the world. I think AJ Sims is an absolutely perfect partner for him, at least to get through the first season of Pro Division. I don't know what it's like for them to exchange shots together necessarily as a pairing. They have to get used to that. But I was a little concerned about Braden because he's such a nice kid, but I think he's going to be fine, just fine.
Yeah, I listened to AJ kind of talk about it before. Like Braden kind of grounds him a little bit as far as like, he's taking that mentor role, but he's still also encouraging and happy and living in the moment, almost as excited for Braden as he is for himself. And
Right.
it really reminds me of one team last year that had a lot of success, and that's Eddie Grindersleeve and Caleb Batson.
I knew you were going to say that. Yeah,
Eddie
that's so
Grindersleeve was almost more excited for Caleb Batson to win than he was for himself, and then it made them a phenomenal pairing. So I expect kind of similar results from AJ and Braden. Now, I mean, well, not similar.
Similar would be exceptional. Yeah, that would be exceptional.
Similar feeling as far as the teams go. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
Shout out to Redo, by the way, for sending me the hat and t-shirt.
Hey, I saw that. I liked your post. Yeah. By the way, Redo, Bernie and I play cornhole. I can give you my address. Just throwing it out there. And if you know anybody in the phone business, let me know. All right, number 2, Hunter Thorne, Jake Gore. I love this pairing. Seriously, I love this pairing. I think they win a bracket.
Oh, okay.
And it's a tough field.
Hunter's one of my K9 sponsor players, so I wouldn't mind that at all.
Maybe, I'm going off a feel here. I'm not going off of, recent results or anything like that. I'm just kind of going off of, just kind of a feeling. And I'd say they're winning the whole thing, but I see him winning a bracket this weekend.
I think this is their debut, too, as far as their pro pairing goes. I believe this is the first time that they're going to throw in the ACL tournament.
So me saying that,
it was Jake Gore and Devin Harbaugh number 1. I don't think they've been back together since.
No, for me saying this, they're going to go 0-2. My bad. I'm just saying. I just have the feeling that they win at least a bracket this weekend.
Yeah, whenever I saw Hunter in Iowa, Hunter looked at the top of his game. Jacob Gore coming off of a strong showing out there at the Carolina Conference, so really, really got my eye on them this weekend as well.
Ryan Windsor, Matthew Creekkiller. Want to see it. I want to see. I feel like Ryan can help Matthew a lot, and that's not a knock on Jacob Foreman at all. I just feel like Windsor will help Matt get to a different level with his game, and I want to see that happen. And that's. I don't know exactly how to put it. I don't feel as confident as I do with Hunter and Jacob as far as like winning a bracket. But they're going to make a good run. I would put him in the same run where you have Kingsbury and Ellis.
Yeah, Ryan Windsor this last weekend, the Badgerland Bag Brawl is. I talked about it earlier. I think he's one of the hottest players on the planet right now. Mm-hmm. He's got these kill shot Wolverines working. I haven't really had a chance to see him and Creekkiller throw together. I don't know if they've even played together in any tournaments yet, but
yeah,
I kind of got it here at the bottom of my screen. I staged it up just for this moment. So I'm going to go ahead and add this if I don't mess this up. Here we go.
Oh, here we go. What we got?
I got to take this off first. There we go.
Oh,
this is Matthew Creekkiller practicing, right? So check this out. This is absolutely nasty and insane. A bar of soap turned into an and 3.
Just a little practice.
By the way, this is nasty.
Wow.
Like how?
Yeah.
I don't get it.
And you know what's crazy about watching that is how easy that is for them. For those players. I mean, I wish sometimes they could free themselves up like that, but that's all sports. That's all competition. Right. When it gets tense, when you get nerves, it's very hard to be that loose and free. And that's kind of what I was saying with my 5th team. Play loose and free. Let it go a little bit. See what happens. Because the talents, you've improved the talent level. Let's see it a little bit. Let it go. And I almost feel like maybe Ryan's going to help Matthew do that a little bit. Just let it go, man. Let it go.
Yeah,
be that guy.
Ryan at the Badgerland Bag Brawl, and he was talking about how he's really excited to be throwing with Creekkiller this year. He loves Alex. It wasn't really like a drama situation where they split up or nothing like that. I just think that they're going to mesh well. Like Creekkiller and Ryan, they play like Fortnite or Rocket League and stuff like that together. They're kind of competitive in like the fun ways, and they're closer to age. So it's just going to be a better natural mesh pairing for you, I think. And I think that, I don't know, like the bag situation right now for Ryan Windsor, he's just got so much confidence. And I believe he threw a perfect game this last weekend. Decided to kind of switch it up just because I think he got bored, switch bags, and then lost. then switch right back to it and was lights out. Just ran into a real hot player to eliminate him, but it's just like I don't know, man. There's just a whole different level of confidence when he's throwing, and it's just looking effortless whenever.
And I think, but don't you think the other players and the other elite players on tour know that if they get a hot Ryan Windsor, they might be in trouble? And I think that helps. I mean, there's something about they've been around him long enough. They know who he is. That, man, you catch him on one, you might be in trouble.
Yeah. Well, we did this last week. You weren't here. It was me and Jake. And
Okay.
I don't know if you want to do this going forward or maybe just with me and you, but I'm going to kind of put you on the spot, man. Do you want to predict a winner for singles and doubles? We did it last week, and I got mine right. So I just want to keep doing it until I'm wrong.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we can do that.
I'll go first if you want me to go first, if you want some time to think about it. All right. Yep. So what team we didn't mention as far as who to watch in doubles? I think Gavin Cano and Caleb Batson are going to go back-to-back, win another Open, and Gavin's going to get his third doubles championship this season.
Has Gavin turned into the best doubles player in the world?
I think so. And then for singles, I am going to go with Windsor. I'm going to take Windsor taking down singles this weekend.
I actually didn't put Cano and Batson on my list because I thought you would take them.
It's like beating a dead horse, though. I mean,
I'm gonna. You know what?
So
I'm actually gonna go Mark Richards and Mark and Tony.
Oh, so Mark is
I'm way out. Yeah,
in singles.
Way out on a limb there. Okay. I'm aware, but he's just so good, man. So devastatingly efficient. Said it before. Say it. I mean, he's just that good.
All right, so here's the recap of the predictions. If you guys are just tuning in this week, I got Jaden Ellis and Chris Kingsbury finishing top 3 in their bracket. Okay. I got Gavin and Caleb going back-to-back. Ryan Windsor winning singles, and then Bernie's just going way out on a limb, taking
way
Mark
out, man. Way out. I'm taking Mark and then Mark and Tony in doubles. I will say my outlier on doubles is Hunter and Jake.
Okay. That'd be fun. I'd like to see it no matter what. I think it's an awesome weekend.
I want Hunter to continue his rise. We've seen it now in the last couple of seasons where players make a run and then they kind of fall back into the crowd a little bit. I would love to see Hunter continue his rise forward.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one no matter what. I'm going to be jealous and kind of upset that I won't be able to watch it that much, but hope you guys enjoy the content. It's going to be this weekend. It's going to be a new commentator. Going to bring it in, and then we got Corey pushing the buttons. So Corey's going
to be in the truck.
Yeah,
oh man, I'm gonna have to hassle the truck this week.
And then
I'm gonna have to hassle
a new commentator. So chat, please show him the same amount of love you guys have shown me. No show next week.
You sure? Yeah, no show. You sure you want them to show that much love?
Yeah, just a little bit.
All the hate.
Replace me. I don't care. As long as he's good. As long as it works.
By the way, boys and girls, I'm gonna say it on air. Big shout out to Wally getting the call to go to Australia this year. That is awesome.
That's actually my last show until I get back from Australia. So I think we'll do another one as we head into the high school and college championships at Myrtle Beach. But yeah, you guys won't see me for a while other than Australia on the ACL stuff. Virginia, I believe, is Allison and Jake. So I'm going to kind of enjoy hopefully 2 days out there. Just kind of turn the phone off and relax and do absolutely nothing. But it's going to be fun. We won't see you guys before Thanksgiving. So guys, go out there, enjoy your time with your family.
Absolutely.
Enjoy the game. Remember, it's more than a game. It's a family. Bernie, I'll see you later, brother.
All right, brother. Be good.